What's going on, guys? Dana Blue, and I'm back with another video for you. Today we're going to do something a little different. I'm sharing with you guys an excerpt from one of the podcasts I do on eFM. It's with a gentleman named Jiggee Jon. He is the founder. It's one of the largest event companies in Southeast Asia. And this excerpt is actually about how he went from his side hustle to a full-time business. And this is a man who was just following his dream and his passion of being an entertainer, putting on events, and grew to the point where he was doing it across multiple countries in Asia. He's a multi-million-dollar company. His insights, I think, are fantastic. The full interview is also really awesome, so I'm gonna leave a link to that down below on eFM. You guys can check it out. Let me know in the comments what you think of Jiggee Jon and his business and his passion, his drive to make world-class events. If you guys like this content, make sure you go ahead and subscribe. Become a member of the community of entrepreneurs and business people here on the channel. Also, click that bell icon so you don't miss any of the videos. I'm going to be putting out a lot more like this, excerpts from my podcast, things with people like Jiggee, with other CEOs, with other entrepreneurs from all over the world. And without further ado, let's get right into it. What's going on, everyone? Dana Blue and Southeast Asia Business Podcast here on eFM.
Yeah, I started Jiggee Entertainment here just as a side business, thinking, I enjoyed the clowning bit. Why not continue it? Pick up from where I left off 3 years before that. Put the word out to my former boss and a few other party planners who heard I was back. And I thought I'll just, do it and still go get a real job. Yeah, that was the plan.
So it was just going to be your side hustle.
It was just, I loved it. I enjoyed it. I was good as a clown. I performed. Yeah, I guess I still got it, but it was really that I enjoyed it, and so it wasn't so much about the money, but before I knew it, it was actually paying me very good money after having come back.
Yeah, and so when did it become the point that that was no longer your side hustle, and you were like, I just got to do this full time?
Actually, just 6 months back into the job. 6 months of having come back, and by May of 2000.
Oh, so like almost right away.
But the thing is, I took it seriously, so I started marketing myself. Like, I started sending faxes. I know this is ridiculous.
Yeah, I remember working in an office in like 2003, and you would hear the fax machine. You'd get stuff coming through from people like you.
Oh, yeah. I used the fax machine to death. But I still started emailing, and I used a free account, which was Hotmail.
Oh, yeah. I still have a Hotmail account. All my junk goes there.
Yeah, I still have my flyer. I have it framed up in the office, which I used to fax out to, like preschools and kindergartens and hotels saying, hey, if you need a clown, call me, Jiggee. That's really what I did, actually. And
that was your whole grind to get the customers.
And then the first gig came along in May, and it's been interesting.
Now, Jiggee was that was the clown name that you had chosen, right?
That is correct.
And you tell me how you chose that name.
Well, my dear Sifu, Shifu was giving me a new name every weekend. Robbie, Dino, Tito, clown names at every different gig. And I'm like, you know what? Enough is enough. And it was 98, and Will Smith's Getting Jiggy With It was riding the charts, and I was bumping and grinding to that song in the clubs. So it just hit me like a ton of bricks. Jiggee, that's a good ring to it, and I'm going to make that my clown name.
So that spelling then, the Jiggee,
came along when I got to the States, and I bought an old rust bucket, and I went to get custom plates because you could.
Yeah.
You can't do that here.
In the US,
yeah. And when I tried to get Jiggee, it was already taken in the state of Michigan.
Okay.
So on the fly, I just came up with an alternative spelling.
You're like, okay, well, E sound, okay, E.
Exactly, EE, and that was it. And the brand was born.
And that just sort of stuck since then.
Uh-huh.
That's awesome. And so, are you still doing the clown thing today?
No, I retired in literally December 31st, 2002, my final clown gig ever.
Okay, so like you decided to move from clowns into more like of event planning?
Ironically, no. The first move I made as a clown was then to become an MC.
Okay.
Literally, people were like, dude, you're an MC. You should be an MC. I'm like, I don't know what that is, but sure, I'm going to just make the natural progression.
I don't know what it is, but I'll do it.
I've been doing it supposedly. So yeah, a gentleman named Kumar, who is a DJ in town still, he spotted me and he said, you got to become an MC. And I did. And I started hosting at gigs, and I started realizing, wait a minute, it's an event. I can put together a backdrop, a PA system, slide decor, and call myself an event planner. And that's really what I did.
Just start putting some packages together?
That's what I did.
So how long did it take you then from MC to that?
So
like you went to one gig and you're like, I could do this better.
Correct. So it started in early 2003.
Okay.
And I started doing all the small events, like little company parties where I could MC, and then I worked with a sound AV solutions provider. And 2004, I think I landed my first like really big event. It was actually for a Mormon company.
A Mormon company.
For Life. They actually do stuff like what Amway does. So they've got like this chicken and cow colostrons or something, and it's like a health product.
Okay.
They launched in Malaysia. February of 2004, we did this really big gig for them.
Yeah.
It was very interesting. But yeah, all the big guns came down from Utah.
Yeah, Utah. Yeah,
that's
Salt
right.
Lake City, Utah.
Yeah,
So a big party with no caffeine, no alcohol, no loud music.
So from that, it gave me the confidence that I was on the right trajectory.
Right. If people can have fun at a Mormon party and you can make that happen,
That was a launch, though. They
could
wasn't
probably
a
have
lot of fun
anywhere.
In fact, one of the bosses took back my T-shirt. He's like, you know what? This is hilarious. I'm going to take your... I had a T-shirt that said "Get in Jiggy" with it.
Okay.
It was bright orange, but that was in 2004. I don't know if he still has it and where he is right now, but...
Maybe he does.
And 2005 is when my first real big gig came, and then that has been the platform that I've used to build Jiggee as where it is today and what it is today. It started in 2005.
Okay. So that whole 98 to 2005, that was kind of the early years, the growing pains.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
And then from 2005 till today, you've been kind of building a corporation, building a business.
Correct.
So how big is Jiggee now?
Actually, we're a very bespoke company. There's just 10 of us.
Okay.
Here in KL, we have a very small team in Singapore. But what we do have is project teams in Jakarta, in Bali, in Saigon, in Ho Chi Minh, Bangkok, Phuket, and even in Hong Kong, actually. We've got a very strong project team that's happy to help us. But we've been just doing active events right around Southeast Asia for now.
Okay.
And constantly looking to go beyond. Last year was the biggest year where we did the most international events in the region.
Now, when you do an event, are you doing like corporate events? Are you doing big expos type of things?
So last year we did 2 really large dinners. So in December, we produced AirAsia's 16th anniversary gala dinner.
Okay.
And they hired, Tony Fernandez brought down David Foster and friends. We had Shaka Khan, CeeLo Green.
Oh, wow.
And Tiesto was the DJ at the after party.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we were the production.
This is a slightly large event.
It was probably the biggest dinner we've produced, 6,000 people.
Yeah, that's huge.
So that was really fun. But we've been doing work for AirAsia for about 2 years now. But in the same year, in October, the Qatar government hired us for a 3-city event over 3 days. So KL,
in Southeast Asia.
KL, Singapore, and Jakarta. And they hired us 5 days before the event.
5 days.
They Googled us. They hired us 5 days. They approached us on a Sunday. We replied them on a Monday. We were hired on a Thursday. We got into production. Monday, the week after, was KL. Tuesday was Singapore. Wednesday was Jakarta. And it was mad.
How do you pull that off?
It was nothing short of a miracle. So like I said, we've got a good team. I've got a very strong support team in Singapore and Jakarta now. And so it was phenomenal, the work we did. And the government was really, really happy. So
that's just insane, though. How big were these events?
About 400 people per venue. Yeah.
And you had to secure the venues. You had to do everything. And
yes, so we dealt with the venues. We did the production, the build-up, the AV, the printing of the collateral for the forum. All delegates got their,
in 5 days,
yes,
for every city next.
Yes.
Oh my God.
So I have never done that before. It was the craziest thing we have ever done.
Would you do it again?
I'm an adrenaline junkie. You've got people who
so
skydive.
Yes?
Yeah, I mean, my team may probably say you can do it yourself, boss, because it really pushed us hard.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, that's going to be tough. It's insane.
But the client's like, you know what? We just feel that you can do it, so we're not going to lose sleep over it. That's your problem. And we're like, yeah, okay.
Thanks.
Yeah, but it was a very, very good lesson for us. Because sometimes you get complacent when you've started doing a particular series of kind of events and you've become good at it, and you just, I can do it with my eyes closed. And then this happened. Yeah. And it really, the rug was pulled out from under us.
Slap in the face, cold water in the morning.
Yeah, and I think we needed that. I needed that. And so I think it came about at the exact time when I needed it, which was kind of like a push, which is good.